The port city of Hai Phong is the third largest city in Vietnam after Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City. One of the richest people in Hai Phong, the owner of the largest villa in the city, located on the busiest boulevard with an area of thousands of square meters, a construction time of up to 5 years and a value of $10 million was captured. Hello familiar viewers of Vietnam Facts and Figures channel. In this episode we would like to introduce to you the owner of this villa, what he traded to make a lot of money and in the end, was arrested and the villa was sealed. While ordinary people like us struggle to make a living to earn about $3 to $5 a day, Mr. Fat, yes, his name is Fat, did not choose that difficult job. He chose to sell a commodity, very special but comfortable, official invoices. This item does not require a lot of capital, does not need a warehouse to store, and of course there is no fear of spoilage like vegetables and fruits. His initiative is truly great. Sell official invoices to get rich quickly. 90% of us don't care what this invoice does. When we go to the market to buy vegetables or fish or fill up our motorbike, we don't see anyone asking for a bill and no one gives us a bill. However, companies really need invoices. Without electricity, you can take a break for a few days, but without bills, the company cannot operate. Because if you want to survive, you must sell, and sales must be invoiced. The tax department bases on sales recorded on invoices to collect taxes. Companies in Vietnam often have to pay two types of taxes, value-added tax or VAT from 8 to 10% of invoice value and profit tax at the end of the year usually at 20%. And companies are trying to pay less taxes. Many companies only write invoices for a small portion of goods and services sold to reduce VAT, while other companies find ways to increase invoices for purchased goods to reduce income tax. Companies in Vietnam often have to pay two types of taxes, value-added tax or VAT from 8 to 10% of invoice value and profit tax at the end of the year usually at 20%. And companies are trying to pay less taxes. Many companies only write invoices for a small portion of goods and services sold to reduce VAT, while other companies find ways to increase invoices for purchased goods to reduce income tax. And there are expenses that accountants consider delicate, that called lubrication payments such as needing good relationships with local authorities or inspection teams. And no accountant recorded this money envelope in the accounting books. To fill these accounting gaps, companies in Vietnam must purchase official invoices. Almost companies have to buy, and so there are companies that sell these invoices even though this is against the law. In Vietnam, there are a lot of expenses that don't know where to record. Buying too much candy or too often hospitality invoices is unsightly, and if it's too much, tax inspectors won't accept them as reasonable expenses. One expense that is easily accepted is the gasoline purchase bill. No one forces the company car to travel how much kilometers per day. Many companies choose to purchase gasoline invoices to solve this accounting problem. A company car can travel several hundred to thousands of kilometers a day to offer and sell products. This is relatively reasonable. In addition, most owners of motorbikes or cars that use gasoline do not need an official invoice. Nowadays tax law does not require to write official invoices for these customers, and this is a big loophole. Mr. Fat, our main character in this episode, the owner of many castles, including castles with private helicopter pads, understood the problem very well and he did not miss the opportunity. Mr. Fat created 22 ghost companies and illegally sold value-added invoices for $700 million. The court concluded that he misappropriated more than $6.5 million. He was sentenced to 24 months in prison. Mr. Fat's case is not rare. Occasionally the Vietnamese press publishes news that there are people like Fat. They set up ghost companies, hired the poorest people such as security guards or cleaners to be directors of these companies and pay them from $100 to $200 per month. They sell official invoices for hundreds or thousands of billions of Vietnamese dong and then one nice day disappear. It is said that Tycoon Fat has been released from prison and redeemed his castle. A person like him probably doesn't like to stay in prison for a long time. Living in the castle is always better, doesn't it? Vietnam Facts and Figures is a channel to introduce to visitors and foreigners the cultural particularity but also the news of the country. Please press like and subscribe if you find it interesting and useful. Thanks for your comments.